Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's Sport Wrap Show. I am your host, Brian Munango, unpacking the latest sports news. Well, there's actually hope for Namibia at the Rugby World Cup as the Pumas demolished bumbling Bulls at Loftus to make a massive Currie Cup statement. And we also, when they came to take on Namibia, they also thrashed Namibia 81-8 in that one, and they ended up beating Bulls 64 points to 13. So Liverpool humbled by Bournemouth also in the Premier League, and Arsenal win big against Fulham. With that, let's get into today's hit list. The Blue Waters consolidated their second log position in the Debmarine Namibia Premier League with a 5-0 home win in Walvis Bay against Unam FC, who were just one log position behind them. Goals by Steven Damasep, Junior Petrus and Pandeni Kanjanga, and 2 goals from Israel Chikongo handed the blue team the runaway win on that one. On Sunday, Blue Waters had some harder work to do before eventually overcoming Tura Magic in a 4-3 goal thriller. Unbeaten log leaders African Stars dropped points in a surprising goalless draw against the bottom side Citizens on Sunday. While staying on football, the NFA Women's Super League delivers goals every weekend, quite entertaining but also a concern as it shows defenders are really weak in the Super League. That is, Ramblers Ladies FC celebrated a huge victory as they beat Nas Babes 8-3 yesterday, which Tuses McLean and Kaputu both scored 2 goals. With that, let's take a look at the log. As you can see there in round 6, we all saw that Tura Magic won the game 1-0. Girls and Goals scored 5 against Right Away Phoenix. And in the last game, the V-Power also came away with a win against the Ramblers. Looking at round 7, you can see the Beauties losing to Aero Ladies, V-Power Angels securing a draw against Ongwediva Queens, and the last game where we saw Nas Babes lose 3-8 against a Rambler Ladies. Well, that's just to showcase the stats. That means they scored over 39 goals in the Women's Super League this weekend only. Well, I should say it's really a concern for the women, for the defenses actually. So coaches should actually look at strengthening or figure out how to score or concede less goals in the league. That is on Sunday afternoon, as Imperial Wanderers narrowly won a low-scoring match against AMH Motors Windhoek High School boys. That is, after Wanderers had won the toss and elected to bat first, they were restricted to just 90 runs, with Mikau de Dupreez top scoring with 29. Old Boys looked on course when opener Malan Kruger scored 34, and while Gerard Erasmus was still at the crease. But when he was dismissed for 25, the Wanderers spinners applied pressure along with high alert fielding performance. Well, we caught up with the captain of the Wanderers, and this is what he had to say.
Right, so we are here with the winning captain, Nicolas Scholz, after a very tight final. So after you guys only made 90 runs or whatever in the first innings, how did you feel about how this game developed?
Yeah, I think, I mean, just to take it from yesterday, I mean, there was 3 games yesterday on this wicket, and we only started at 2 o'clock, so I mean, that was like end of day 2 already on a used wicket, so we backed ourselves to bat first and utilized whatever there was coming from the wicket. But yeah, 90 I think was a little bit below par. Yeah, we lost wickets at crucial times. We would have been happy with a 120 or a 150. But yeah, the bowlers and the fielding side kept us in the game and pulled it through the end.
Yeah, so during your bowling innings, you really kept it tight and didn't give away any runs at all towards the last overs. So really a tight performance there. So how do you feel about how what this win means for Wanderers to finish the season like this?
Yeah, I think it's all for the season. For the second team in the first division, winning all the 40 over and the T20 as well, and then for us the 50 and the T20. So yeah, I mean, and that's just hard work behind the scenes, and it just paid off on a Saturday. I mean, all hats off to the new coach and all the players buying into the same concept, and I mean, going behind the scenes and all putting in the effort and that's showing on the field. So yeah, hats off to all of them.
Okay, so you've been around the block a few times as Wanderers captain. What are your plans going forward?
Yeah, no, I'm done this season as Wanderers 1 captain. So with a 40 over, 50 overs and a T20. So yeah, so next year if still needed in the first team, I'll probably be there, or giving my knowledge to a young guy in the second team or the third team. So yeah, so all the best for the new captain, defending the 2 titles, and but I'm happy with the way we ended and we closed this off.
The weekend drop is up right after the break.
Let's find out why Andalex is SA's #1 brand for sore throat and mouth.
When I have a painful sore throat, I use Andalex Sea Spray. I use it regularly for painful conditions of the mouth and throat caused by viral and bacterial infections.
I use Andalex C antibacterial mouthwash every second day. It protects my mouth against infections caused by viruses and bacteria, as well as gum disease.
For a sore mouth and throat, just Andalex it.
Well, in Swakopmund, the favorites lived up to their billing as the Rossing Marathon returned to live action after 2 years of being presented as a virtual race. A record number of more than 800 runners competed in the 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, and the 10 kilometer distances. Former Olympic qualifier Thomas Reynolds comfortably won the Rossing Marathon in 2 hours and 14 minutes ahead of Kefas Konjashili, and the women champion was once again Aina Armas in 2 hours and 44 minutes, with Risa Dreyer in second place. Do stay tuned for the highlights.
Hello viewers, we're in the company of Mr. Johan. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's
I'm
great
good.
to be here today.
Okay. Can you just tell us what is happening here today?
Okay, today is the 32nd Rossing Marathon. We've been sponsoring for the last 2 years with our partner Swakop Striders, who are hosting the marathon, with us the main sponsor. It is our first real marathon after 2 years of virtual marathons, where people could not be physically present to run this marathon. So we're very excited. We had a very big field and very good times from our 2 winners, who are previous winners as well.
Okay. And say how many participants do we have? Round about how many participants?
I think we had close to 1,000 entries, but the marathon was just more than 150 people, and then the 10Ks was close to 500 people, and then obviously we have the walk, the 5-kilometer walk, where was a large group of people, and that money from the walk goes for the Cancer Association.
Okay.
Whilst the marathon, the half marathon goes to the Swakop Striders.
Okay. And is Rossing planning on sponsoring any other upcoming events this year?
This year, no. The Rossing Marathon is our big event, so that's one we sponsor annually. We'll just stay with it.
Okay, so it's going to be an annual event.
It is an annual event, yeah. As I said, that's our 32nd one we sponsored from 1990, from independence.
Okay. Any message to the participants?
Yeah, I think we have to just live up to the slogan: run more, worry less. I think sports make everybody healthy, and you make a lot of good friends whilst doing that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Very much. Thank you.
We're in the company of Thomas. How are you doing, Thomas?
I'm very good. I'm working in Namibia Correctional Service.
Okay. And you came first in the 42 kilometer here at the marathon. How was the race?
The race was very good because the weather was very good. That's why I'm the one who start to read the pack until I finish the race.
Okay, so from the beginning, were you in front or were you in the back?
At the beginning, I'm the one who reading the pack. From there, I realized that when we turn, I move. I see that the body getting tired a bit. I go move a bit in front of my guy who reading a pack. From there, I start in the 25K where I start to pick up again.
Okay. Is this your first time taking part in the marathon?
No, this one is the 8th marathon in me. The first marathon I ran it in Rossing, and the one who won it in 2018.
2018 as well?
Yes.
Okay, and for this year, any other plans for this year? Are you going to take part in the Desert Dash or any of those other ones?
Oh yes, even for last weekend, I took a marathon in Kazungura Marathon in Botswana. I came number 2nd. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Thomas.
Okay, thank you very much. You are welcome.
Cheers. I'm in the company of Alina, who came first in the females division in the 42 kilometers. How are you doing?
I'm grateful, sir. I'm very happy.
Okay. How was the race? Tell us from the beginning to the end. How was it?
The race was, I really enjoyed because this is my 8th times to win racing. For me, it's really wonderful.
Yeah, but now overall, like the conditions, how were they on the road?
The road was really fine, only due to snow, but it's really fine.
Okay. And are you used to always running? Or?
I'm used to learn it from 2014 until this year.
Okay,
2013, 2014, 2015, 2020, 2021, and 2023.
And have you won one of them before?
Yes, I came number 7 last year at World Champion at the Commonwealth Game.
Okay, and how do you feel that you came first this year?
I'm very happy to win racing, and I want racing to be improve and to keep it going like this.
Okay. And are you also going to take part in anything else this year?
So far, I'm here at Rocal. I'm waiting for my coach to be next level.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you too.
An exciting weekend it was indeed in the coast. Well, the youth segment of the show is up next, which is Spotify. Well, this weekend we were in Keetmanshoop for the NAPSO Athletics. Well, a wonderful event it was that saw 31 records broken, all sport codes from hurdles, high jump, and hammer throw. Yes, hammer throw that is, took place in Keetmanshoop. A very, very hot place indeed, as I also came back a shade dark, I believe. But without further ado, let's take a look at the highlights.
For the national record. He's showing what he got. He's not stopping. He's not stopping. Here we go. Baie goed hardloop hulle daar. Kom ons kyk, hulle moet reguit maak. Het lyk my daar is van Windhoek Affies. Is inderdaad Marloney Lassen daar van Windhoek Affies. Sy's in die voortou nou daar. Hy's eerste, lyk my daar. Sy gaan heel waarskynlik hierdie wedstryd wen. Daar tweede, derde, vierde gaan dit 'n moeilike een wees want Prouet is dit Estreisen en dan is dit Loubser van Educate in die derde plek. Hulle was eerst in Leidenig geweest. Kom hulle daar, Marco Foster lang aan 'n hardloop daar. Hy het vir die vinnigste tyd hierdie jaar gehardloop nou. Daar kom hy nou, Marco Foster. Hou mooi in team Orange. Hy daar 'n steek in sy sy gekry. Hy moet klaar maak. Dis die belangrikste wat hy nou moet doen. Marco Foster. Kyk my tog daar, Marco Foster is eerste, dan sit Zander Smit van Prouet. En dan is dit die ander Educate Academy mannetjie daar, dis Matthew Kutsie. Ja, lekker lang en lenig hardloop. Baie mintetjies daar tussen baie skitterend Affies Prouet en daar by die derde plek is dit baie moeilik. Ons sal nie kan lekker sien wat daar gebeur het nie. Maar van Prouet is dit Arizia aan 4 El Nathan. Wie gaan die fikste wees? Hierdie ene, dis nou die asem wat moet hou daar. Nou raak asem kop daar, maar kon jy twee El Nathan atlete se petrol het opgeraak. Hierdie keer is hulle weg daar, hier kom hulle. Ons kyk hulle daar, hier kom hulle nou. Ons kyk daar, hulle werk hard hier so, baie moeilik om te sê. Daar in baan 1 is dit Jamaine van Dijk wat baie goed hardloop, maar nee, dit lyk tog vir my of dit hier so by Emilia Andima is van Laerskool Walvis Bay. Ons kyk daar, Laerskool Walvis Bay. Dis Nina Lou. Maar is daar in baan 1. Baan 1 daar van XX5 is hulle daar en dan is die tweede plek Chloe Estreisen en dan lyk dit vir my tog of dit Nina Lou is wat nou in die derde plek was. Nou sit André Bodenstein wat daar by hom verby skuif daar. En dan is hier raak kyk vinnig die blok uit is hulle. Kom hulle, dis Kari Lourens. Kom ons kyk aan. Kari Lourens hy daar en Jakotse, hy gaan so 'n bietjie uitval, lyk dit vir my hierdie ene nou. Baie skitterend hardloop hulle daar. Kyk aan, vinnig, Andrew Wynjeterp. André Bodenstein, Andrew Wyneterp, André Bodenstein, wie is eerste daar aan die Ntunga van Oranje Privaatskool. Dis André Bodenstein, hy gaan vir Andrew Wyneterp weghardloop. Kom hulle. Sy baie gemaklik, daar kom sy nou by die 100 meter merk daar om die hoek. Daar staan met baie petrol in die tank oor. Daar is nog genoeg vir die turbo om ook in te skop daar. Baie goed daar. Kom ons kyk, baie mooi. Net so oogie gevang daar. Sy teenstanders, ek dink hy's 'n bietjie, hy's 'n entjie voor hulle op hierdie stadium. Gaan baie gemaklik wen. Daar kry 'n bietjie krag van die skare af, het ons 'n bietjie petrol gegee. Armand van Wyk, baie goeie hardloop daar. Kom hulle, ek sien nie vir Carolinel daar nie. Kyk haar toe die paal mee. Ja, sy die 80 meter is nie so goed nie, maar sy doen. Skitterend. Kyk, hier kom hulle. Jo, wow, 'n goeie wedloop. Daar het ene baie sleg weggespring daar, hier kom hulle daar. Kom ons hou dop die twee affies atlete, is baie goeie atlete daar. Ons kyk hier voor, is dit Jana King, sy's nog voor, hier gaan weer 'n baie naby ene, is Jana King, Prouet. Is die man daar, Kasinina van Gewawes Gymnasium, nee, ek dink hy's nog altyd net voor. Man daar van Swakop is die twee manne van die kus daar, ek dink tog daar, heel aan die einde is dit Gervasius, Nisio, uit hom net daar. Joho, nee, wat lyk my laerskool wat was baie. Hulle moet gewen word hier vandag daar. Klein Kotelka, sy's daar. Dit lyk my laerskool wat was baie. Op is hulle, daar gaan hulle weg is hulle. Wie kry eers die stok daar? Laerskool wat was baie. Geet geblaas, afsitter is reg. Nou praat hy. As kyk hulle, kom hulle. Hier kom hulle nou sit die sterker manne wat hier so begin hardloop die onder 13s. Prouet kom sterk in daar, baie sterk daar. Maar dis affies wat ver. Kom hulle. Weg is hulle. Min stop aan hulle daar, man van Wyk. Hy moet hardloop vir Nathan, hy het 'n lang opdraande stryd voor hom. Hier kom hulle daar, dis Dandre Du Plessis wat huis toe moet kom vir Gewawes Gymnasium. Lyk my hulle gaan tweede wees. Gewawes baie privaat hoërskool, Gewawes Gymnasium, El Nathan en Windhoek affies.
Well, staying on athletics, Walvis Bay Primary School Sports Zone Athletics was also an entertaining one for those who were in the coast this weekend. Let's take a look at that.
First of all, good morning. I'm August Garweb, chairperson of the Walvis Bay School Sports Zone. The feelings about the morning are mixed feelings because of the way we started. Some schools reported late for the event, which delayed us starting the event on the time. But however, the event is going well after the hiccups that we had. So I must say my feelings about the event is it's neutral. There is nothing too bad about the event. It goes according to plan.
Okay, how many schools or athletes are participating today?
We have 11 schools that are participating in the event, and the athletes are estimated they are around 300 athletes, track and field.
Okay, what items are the kids doing, the athletes?
We have the under 9s that are doing 60 meters, 80 meters, as well as the under 10s that are doing 60 and 80 meters. We have the under 11s that are doing the 80 and the 100 meters, and then we have the under 12s that are doing 100 meter and 200, 800 meter for under 10, 11 and 12, and then we have 1,200 for under 10, under 11 and 12. And then we have the field items, javelin, discus, shot put, and high jump, and long jump.
Okay. What message do you have for the athletes who did not make it in the top 3?
For the athletes that didn't make it in the top 3, I would like to say this is not the end of the event, or this is not the end of their life or their athletics endeavor. There is still next year. They can still go back, do better, look where they have messed up or where they have done wrong, and then they can come back stronger next year.
Okay, you are the organizer for this, right?
Yes.
Okay, what are some of the most important qualities that an athlete or coordinator should have?
As an athlete, one of the qualities is like, first, it's discipline. You need to be a very disciplined athlete in order to make it far. And the running techniques and training. Most of the athletes are, because it's maybe primary schools, the training and the running techniques are quite a problem, especially when it comes to the sprint events. The technique of running also plays a major role in how fast you can go. Most athletes spend too much time on the ground running because they don't know the right technique of how to run, and that slows them down and that reduces their speed. And then if events such as the high jump, the long jump, we also find some learners don't really know the right techniques of how do you take off when you are doing long jump, or how do you take off when you do the high jump. So those are some of the things that needs to be improved. Maybe teachers need to really get involved in sports to make sure that learners get to be trained on these techniques.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news, and it is the BNP Paribas Open, also called the Indian Welsh Masters, being played in California, and it's a big thousands tournament. It's called a thousands tournament because all the top men and women players in the world play in this tournament. And on the WTA women's side, firstly it's Jessica Pegula of the United States. A tough first or 3 setters she had to go through in the round of 32, but she beat Anastasia Potapova of Russia by 3-6, 6-4 and 7-5 through to the round of 16 then for her. Also Ons Jabeur of Tunisia through to the next round, also a 3-setter, beating Magdalena French of Poland by 4-6, 6-4 and 6-1. Other seeded players through to the round of 16 is Coco Gauff of the United States, number 6 seed, and also Caroline Garcia of France. She's the number 5 seed in the women's division. Moving on to the ATP side, the men's side, it is number 3 seed Casper Ruud of Norway. He's out of the tournament. He lost to a qualifier. His name is Christian Garin of Chile. So Garin 97 in the world. So a big win for him, beating the number 3 world in the world by 6-4 and 7-6. Also through to the round of 16 is the number 5 seed Daniel Medvedev, and also Andrei Rublev, number 6 seed, and the number 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz also safely through to the round of 16. Going on to some golf news, it was on the DP World Tour, the European Tour, it was the magical Kenya Open that was played in Nairobi. Big win for Jorge Campillo. He is from Spain, and he moves up quite a few positions on the world rankings. He moves up 98 positions. He was number 100 or number 257 before the tournament. Winning the tournament, he's now number 159 in the world. His best position ever was 59, so he's getting back to form, trying to get into the top 100 again. Second place was Masahiro Kanawara of Japan. It was Campillo that ended with a total of -18, and Masahiro 2 shots back -16. The best Southern African player is Jaden Schaefer of South Africa. He was tied 10th on a total of -13. Continuing international sports news with cricket news, and it's exciting cricket test, 5-day cricket test that concluded in Christchurch in New Zealand. The home team, New Zealand, beating Sri Lanka. That was on the last ball of official play on the 5th day. That doesn't happen too many times in test cricket. New Zealand winning by 2 wickets, very close in the end. There was actually a run-out review on the last ball for Kane Williamson, the captain, but he was home, in his crease, and he was unbeaten on 121 runs, the man of the match. A big component for him to win the test. What happened in the game was Sri Lanka batted first, 355 in their first innings. New Zealand replied by 372. Then Sri Lanka 302 in their second innings, and New Zealand then in their fourth innings 285 for the loss of 8 wickets. The win of New Zealand means that Sri Lanka can no longer play in the final, can no longer qualify for the final of the ICC Trophy Test Trophy. It's going to be played in June in London. It is confirmed now that Australia they were already through. They will now play against India. That is the final of the ICC Trophy. That will be played on the 7th of June at the Oval in London. Closing off today's international sports news with cycling news, the Paris-Nice Tour that concluded over the weekend. The winner, Tadej Pogačar, and he also won the 8th and final stage. That was his 3rd stage win of the Tour. And it was a tough stage, the 8th stage. It's 5 mountains. They climbed over 118 kilometers. That's in the mountains just behind Nice. So it is Tadej Pogačar of the UAE Team Emirates that won the Tour. He was 53 seconds in front of David Gaudy of France in 2nd position, and it was Jonas Vingegaard that was overall in 3rd position, 1 minute 39 seconds behind Tadej Pogačar. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's Sport Wrap Show. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye.